What is good, 7th graders? We are talking about G5 and angles and different kinds of angles. Before we get into different kinds of angles, first we need to understand what an angle is. An angle is the space between two straight lines. So I have two straight lines here that intersect at a point over here called the vertex. That's right there. The space that is in between them is the angle, okay? That is measured in degrees, and it's given a number. When we write angle measures, as we've talked about before, we write them down in the corner like that. So when we look at different pairs of angles and different types of angles, we're always talking about the space that is between the two sides, and to figure out where that angle starts, we're looking at the vertex. Okay, a couple key points to keep in mind. Adjacent angles are angles that are right next to each other. So they're going to share a side and a vertex. The side that they share is in between them. The vertex is where the angles begin. Okay, so they're right next to each other, no space in between. There's a side that they're sharing, and they're sharing the vertex right there. Okay, they could be any measurements, could look like this, 1 and 2. If they are adjacent, they're going to share that vertex, and they're going to share the side that's in between. Vertical angles then are angles that are made by two intersecting lines. They're going to be directly across from each other. Okay, where adjacent angles didn't have to be any particular measurement, they could be different. Vertical angles are going to be exactly the same. Whatever angle 1 is, angle 2 is going to be the same. So if this was 30 degrees, if angle 1 was 30 degrees, angle 2 would also be 30 degrees. Okay? They could be a little angle, they could be a big angle, but whatever one is, the other one is going to be exactly the same if they're vertical. Okay? Supplementary is two angles that add up to 180 degrees. So they are going to make half a circle when we have them added together. The sum of them makes half a circle and also makes a straight line, because half a circle brings us up to the diameter, so it's going to make a straight line. Okay? They do not necessarily have to be right next to each other. I could have those same angles, same measurement, but drawn separately, and they're still going to be supplementary. They're still going to add up to 180. Where adjacent, they have to be right next to each other. Vertical has to be across from each other. Supplementary does not have to be right next to each other. They could be completely separate. The only thing is they have to add up to 180 degrees. Okay? And then complementary, they're going to add up to 90 degrees. So those two angles together will make a right angle, going to add up to 90. Again, those do not have to be right next to each other. They could be completely separate. They just have to add up to 90 degrees. A trick to help you remember supplementary and complementary: C comes before S in the alphabet, 90 comes before 180 on the number line. So if you remember, the letter that comes first goes with the number that comes first. That might help you remember which one is which. The letter that is second in the alphabet goes with the number that's second and then on the number line. All right, let's do some examples.